Good evening, everyone. Today we will, of course, as in every video on this channel, fight against the Admas character of our world around us. And this time we will go into period ranging from circa 2000 AD, so more or less the end of the reign of the last of out of the five good emperors, Marcus Aurelius, till most likely the year of 800, so it means till the rule of the Abbasid Caliph Rashid al-Harun. And it's a little bit not in agreement with the title of the book which I want to talk about. It's The World of Late Antiquity from Marcus Aurelius to Muhammad. Actually, it goes a little bit deeper into the history, because as I mentioned, it goes to the reign of the Caliph Rashid al-Harun, so to the beginning of the golden age of the Islamic civilization, actually Abbasid civilization, but okay. And this book offers readers a panorama of the last centuries of the great historical period in the human history, in my opinion, the greatest of the greatest historical periods of human history as of now. So antiquity, the last 3 centuries actually, where the social changes, economical changes and religious changes, also changes in fashion, in the way how people were dressing, how the people were thinking, how numerous the populations were at the end of the day, everything evolved and changed. And the period in which we can say antiquity lasted for the longest period of time was the Middle East, and according to the author, antiquity traces lasted until the reign of the Rashid al-Harun, when the center of civilization was shifted to Baghdad, and actually the Baghdad and shores of the Persian Gulf, also trade routes, were shifted there, the most important ones. And thanks to describing this shift, author makes such statement that I disagree with, that at the end of the day, despite the fact that 2 centuries before Heraclius, Emperor Heraclius defeated Khosroes, Persian Shah from the Sassanid dynasty, so Roman Empire, Eastern Roman Empire won. Finally Persia won, because Islamic conquerors took all territories that previously on the east belonged to the Roman Empire, almost all, except Anatolia. This statement I don't agree with, because we cannot compare Sassanid Persia to the political creation which was Umayyad or Abbasid Caliphate. Despite the fact, culturally, yes, it was dominated by Persian culture, but heavily influenced by already Islamic religion and Arabic elements, and linguistically it was Arabic-speaking territory, especially in terms of the language of the elite of this place. But okay, author wanted to use such metaphor, he's right. And another interesting statement within this book, which presents us general panorama of this period from more or less 200 AD to 700-800 AD, is the statement that author compares Chinese Mandarinate, administrative system famous in Imperial China, where officials were elected on the basis of the result of exams they were passing, state exams. How these exams were evaluated and how the really officials in every case were selected, this is a different story, but yes, it's true, origin was officially not important. And similar thing took place in the Eastern Roman Empire later, since 1557, after Hieronymus Wolff, a German historian, was called Byzantine Empire. Administration worked more or less on the same way, and it was very centralized and bureaucratic. And the comparison of Eastern Roman / Byzantine administration with Chinese Mandarinate seems to be interesting, and I really laugh at it, because these two systems were very, very permanent. They lasted very long, for centuries. They were working and they were quite efficient, despite the fact that they were rotten because of the corruption. They were full of corruption. So this is the proof that corruption cannot be eliminated from our life. No one managed, but corruption doesn't prevent properly constructed administrative system from being efficient and working for many centuries. This is one of the conclusions from this book, and it's nice to read it just to see how ancient world degraded and transformed into medieval world, and what were really these changes that led to this transformation. Interesting fragments also within this book, World of the Late Antiquity by Peter Brown, were dedicated to the evolution of human mentality upon the influence of Christianity. So this is quite interesting book. That's why I recommend you to read it. Take care and have a nice evening. Bye.